Yo, what's going on, everybody? Brand new week, top of the week, and in this video I'm going to be showing you this right here. I blew my FTMO account and how you could blow yours, and the lessons I learned from this. Even after passing both challenges, you still ended up, or I still ended up losing the account, right? So we're going to be going over that while I break down the setup of the week. And by the way, I just want to let you guys know that the Discord is open for the rest of August, right? You can see it right here. Here is where I set signals, where I send the technical analysis, where the students send technical analysis, announcements, chats, where everybody gets to talk and everything else, right? So that is always open. You guys know where to reach me is going to be in the description. And let's get straight into the video. Well, what happened here on my FTMO account, right? You can see right here that after passing the verification, after passing, look, you guys can see right here, FTMO account. This is a real FTMO account. You can see that after passing the challenge, after passing the verification, we got to the point where we were finally funded and we actually lost the account. Now, no, this is not my current FTMO account. This is my very first FTMO account, and this is something that could happen to everybody. So a good friend of mine, Marshall Mathers, right? Not a good friend, you guys might know who he is, but he has said you have to work very hard to achieve something. You have to work twice as hard to maintain it. And when this happened to me right here, I knew I had to take that serious and even work twice as hard, triple, quadruple, outwork everybody to be able to get and maintain and even advance past to where I'm at. Now, you can literally see right here that technically I haven't lost this account, but I literally have about 40 cents in the account. Technically, you know, I feel like I could lose that with simply just what you're sending because of the commission. So this account is pretty much lost, even though technically it's still up and running, right? I have 60 cents left in it. So, but I just wanted to show you guys that things like this could happen, and when it happened to me, it was probably the worst things ever. And a couple of things that I learned from it that I wanted to teach you guys, to show you guys, while I'm also breaking down the setup of the week, a beautiful setup I have on USDJPY. So what happened on the FTMO account and what have I learned, right? First thing that I have learned, right, is don't get comfortable. That is one of the things that I've realized, is that you cannot get comfortable in this area, in this space, right? The markets are changing, they're adapting, traders, right? There's different ways to trade, and not even that, but sometimes you also have to realize, right, you can't get comfortable. You have to really realize what's happening in the market, right? So, you could have a great month, you can have a great week, right? You can have a good string of payouts, or a good couple of weeks strung together, right? But the market's conditions are always going to be different, and that's something I learned, right? You're not always going to be able to trade the same in January as you do in December, as September as you do in May, right? The summer, December, the holidays, everything plays a part in market conditions, right? You can't get comfortable. You have to really understand. You have to really understand what's happening, why it's happening, and when's really the best time to trade for you. So as I'm marking down USDJPY and we're getting down to the daily time frame and kind of seeing what's going on, the second thing that I learned from managing an actual FTMO account, or any trading proprietary funded account, right, is number 2, be patient. You have to be patient, right? After you win the challenge, after I won the verification, I'm on a roll, I am ready, right? And you have to realize that when you are funded, there is no target profit, right? You have to take the A+, the best setups that you can, right? I was not patient. I ended up trading. I was trading every single day, trying to get the best setups, and it resulted in me just losing, right? And then just getting a string of losses together, right? You have to realize that when you're funded, or even account challenges now, right? FTMO, my Forex funds, these companies have unlimited trading period, and it's because that really does take away from the trader, and it builds bad habits, right? It really does build bad habits. So that's something that I wish I had understood when I first got on my FTMO account, right? And that's being patient, right? Once you are funded and once you get past that profit target area, right, you have all the time in the world to make as much as you can, right? Be patient, take the best setups, right? And that was one of the things I kind of struggled with, and I was kind of hard to really understand, right? It was like, why is this happening to me? I just had a great couple of weeks. I just passed the account, right? I was on top of the world. I was really broke at the time, and finally, being profitable and finally passing the FTMO account after 11 tries, I wasn't patient still, right? There was more patience to be had, right? And because of that, I treated the market conditions the same. I was rushing it, and I just wanted to get paid, and this is what I want to tell you guys too. So it does not happen to you guys. You have to be patient, right? You have to be patient, and you can't get comfortable in the account. The third thing, while I come down to the H4 time frame, right, you guys can see that USDJPY is very bullish, right? But the third thing that I have, learned from losing an FTMO account, right, is, it's real, right? For so long, it tends to feel like something that was, unattainable, something that was very hard, right? It felt like something that that still wasn't even yours, because in a funded challenge, right, in a funded account, you're using the firm's money, right? It's risk-free firm's money, right? You keep a percentage, they keep a percentage, right? But it is real, guys. It is real, and you have to manage it like it's your own money, right? There's a tendency of acting or feeling. There's a tendency of acting or feeling a little, careless because of what it is, right? Because of what it is, so there's a tendency among traders that they don't really care, they don't really mind, because it's risk-free, right? And that's how you treat it, right? You're on such a high, you're passing the account, you're passing the challenges, and when you finally get to the funded account, right, it still feels like it's not yours, it still feels like it's not real, right? It still feels like it's not real, and that was the problem with me as well, right? I felt like, there was more that we should have done, there was more that we could have done, I could have managed the trades more, I was kind of like, fuck it, I'm gonna get paid out soon, so every loss that I had, I was very lazy with it, right? Every loss that I take, I wasn't, taking it, fully in depth. I wasn't learning from them, right? I was just saying, man, I'll take the next one and I'll win and I'll get paid out. And then you just keep on losing and losing and losing, and you build this very bad habit, right? Once you are funded, it is a real account. You are now a funded trader, and you have to soak that in. You have to really take that in. You have to really take your time. You have to really be patient. You can't get comfortable, right? You have to work hard. And fourth, before I give you the final, analysis on USDJPY on what I see, it is work hard, right? And that's kind of with number one, don't get too comfortable, right? But number four can also be worded as don't get complacent, right? Don't be comfortable, don't get complacent. Constantly look to better your trading strategies, right? Just because you string on a couple of weeks of wins, a couple of months of wins, it doesn't mean everything can just change like that, right? So you really have to work hard. You have to stay on top of it. You have to make sure you're on it. Make sure your trading is up to date. Make sure you're learning from your losses. Make sure you're learning from your wins. And you really have to analyze and really know what is your setup, right? And that's going to bring me to my fifth option, right? And that's going to be, what is your setup? You have to find your bread and butter, right? You have to find your bread and butter setup, and that's something that I also realized, right? I was trading every single day. That is a problem because, one, you have no profit target. There is no rush. You don't have to trade every single day. And two, if you are trading every single day, there's simply just no way that you are taking every single the best trade possible, right? The reason why is because, great setups, they take time. They're not always going to be in the market, right? They're going to come in the market once, 2 times a week, maybe more, maybe even less, or maybe not at all, right? And you have to really analyze that, right? What is working for you? What kind of trade is your best, right? What's your trading strategy? And you really have to stick to that. And that's going to bring me to my final point before I give you the final analysis on USDJPY. And that's going to be stick to the plan, right? Stick to the plan, and that's going to come with two things, right? It's going to be a little different, right? Stick to your trading plan, right? You want to stick to your trading plan. You want to see what's going on. You want to see what your best setup is, and you want to wait for that setup. You want to be strong enough in your mind to wait for that setup every single time and learn how to not take a trade, right? Also, when you're on the funded account, this isn't a real account, right? This is someone else's money that you're trading with, right? This is a prop firm's money. So, when you are sticking to your own plan, you also have to adapt to the challenges plan as well, right? On a fresh account, if you're risking 1% in the beginning, that's fine. But my failure was to, limit, or not even limit, but extend my lives, right? And what that means is that when I was down here, when I was so low on the account, it was still 1% risk, 1% risk. When I lost again, 1% risk. When I lost again, 1% risk. I was risking so much, right? 1% is not a lot, but when you get into drawdown and you're nearing that 10,000 mark where you can't hit, right? When you're nearing that area, you have to trade differently. And this is something that I really want to show you guys and really want to teach you guys, right? You have to trade differently, right? So lowering your risk and extending your lives on your funded account can help. And that's only if you get down there, right? Now you might be saying, well, if you're that low, maybe you shouldn't be funded. Well, even great traders have these streaks of being a little, streaky, right? Everybody loses. Everybody has losing streaks, right? But you want to make the best of it. You can't be stupid with it, right? So again, when if you're down 1, 2, 3%, keep going. But once you're down to 6, 7, 8, it's just, time to change up the plan. It's time to save your account. It's time to, risk manage, and that's what really all about, right? So when I was down 8,000, I was still risking 1% because emotionally and mentally, I was hoping that 1% win could bring me back to break even in one trade, right? Make 8%, 5, 6%, right? But in reality, right, you want to secure those 2 times your risk, 3 times your risk, or 4 times your risk, right? And you're gonna have to risk more, right? So if you're at 8,000 and you have 2,000 left, if you risk 1%, that's only 2 lives, right? But if you split that in half and you risk 500, right, that's 4 lives. And if you split that even more, you have more lives to, get yourself to that payout, right? I don't think it's bad that you're in drawdown. Everybody experiences drawdown, but you want to also extend your lives, right? You want to keep the funded account, and that's what's the most important thing. You want to keep your funded account. So yeah, those are the couple things that I really want to show you guys, right? You want to stick to your own trading plan, but you also want to stick to the funding plan as well, right? Adapt, react, right? You want to adapt to the times, right? Again, you have to play it by your account, okay? And I think that's very, very important. This is one of the first FTMO challenges that I lost, or accounts that I lost. You can also see right here that the payout ratio was 70-30 at the time. So this is a little older. You can definitely tell. Look at the dates, right? But I want you guys to be careful. And now we're gonna go to USDJPY. Now, USDJPY is beautiful, right? I marked off all my levels. You can probably see how I marked them and why I marked them based on what and why and where, right? You can see that we're very bullish, right? Price USDJPY came up here yesterday, pulled back, or it came up here last week, pulled back yesterday, and we had this big bullish reaction, right? We could have longed off of this level of interest, right? This area of interest, right? But the reason why we didn't is because we actually took GBP/JPY to start the week. I'll break that down later in the week. But what do we have going into the week, right? We're bullish, so how can we catch the later moves, right? And that's based on the 4-hour, right? Now the 4-hour has kind of created something too, right? We started pulling back for the higher time frame, right? And the H4 looked like it was in a downtrend, but realistically, we were just trying to go with the higher time frames, right? So when the higher time frames finally came into play, we were down here, we engulfed, and we actually flew, right? But what do we have here, right? If we take this away, just like I teach in the academy, we have a break of structure, right? We're gonna want price to retest the structure level to continue going up, right? So if you see this diagram I just drew, what am I expecting now? I'm expecting to price for come down all the way down here to the 145.780 level, right, before potentially going up further, right, and reaching these highs again. Price up here has created a higher high. We're going with the trend. We're not going to short. Do not go against the trend. You want to go with the trend, right? And it's as simple as that, right? And then you want to build confluences, right? We have a higher high. All the time frames are in confluence, right? We have a Fibonacci retracement where you're going to go from low to high, and you can see that our area of support and resistance where we want along is going to line up with our Fibonacci level, right? We have major areas right here: support and resistance, support and resistance, support and resistance, right? So this is an area where price can come down and reject harshly, right, and catch that buy. Also, if you look at the moving averages, right, you look at the moving averages on the 4-hour, the 20 SMA is down here, and hopefully maybe by the time that we get down all the way into this level, this 50 will also rise up, and we can have that as a confluence, right? So that's USDJPY. That's the setup of the week, and I'm excited to really, wait and take this setup because this looks like a very, very beautiful setup. It's going to take time. It's going to take patience, right? So be careful. That is exactly what I'm waiting for, right? In simple terms, I want to break up, which we just did. I want to pull back, which I'm waiting for, and I want to buy at this level to take profit at 146.424. Now, can price continue to go higher? Yes, but USDJPY is at all-time highs basically, so it's kind of in no man's land up here. So we're not going to take that risk. We're going to secure what we can, right? So I hope you guys had a great week. I hope you guys learned from this video, and guys, be careful. Let's get those funded challenges. Remember, I do help traders get funded. I have a couple of students who are already funded with me, and I also manage accounts as well. So I hope you guys are all right. I hope you guys are okay. Reach out to me, like, comment, subscribe, turn that post notifications on so you guys can get this with me, and deuces.